Gamescom was last week, where a lot of games were revealed, and also a lot of products like Mosa's new things. But we are not going to talk about that today. We're actually going to talk about Project Motor Racing, and is it a bit too close to Automobilista 2 in terms of stuff? So before we get into the website, I'm going to discuss everything I was thinking of. Let me just first describe Project Motor Racing. So it was created by Ian Bell, who is quite a veteran, you could say, of sim racing development. Because this is like the information I know fully. He and a few other people made Simbin, which was a Swedish game studio, and they made like GTR 2, which a few cars will be in Project Motor Racing. And then he and some other people left that company, created Slightly Mad Studios, which made the Madness engine, which is used in Automobilista 2. And then that got bought out by Codemasters, I believe, at first. Then Codemasters got bought up by EA. Then they released Project Cars 3. That didn't work out. He left before they could develop anything new. And then he created Straight 4, I believe it's called, the studio, where they were going to create GTRR, which is GTR Revival, but that didn't happen. I don't fully remember why. And that was going to be their own physics engine, but then use Unreal Engine as graphics. Fortunately, they switched, and now they're using the Truck Simulation graphics engine, their own physics engine, because it's getting published by the same publishers as Truck Simulator. And if you're wondering, yes, I've actually pre-ordered Project Motor Racing. I have no connections to them. I'm no beta tester. I've only asked one question to a beta tester, and that was basically, does it feel like Automobilista 2? And he said it feels good. And I watched quite a few trailers. So now let's get into it. So here's the website. And I'm going to discuss like game and everything, because this, I would say, feels a lot in like the basis of the game is a bit different, but the actual game itself sounds a lot like Automobilista 2 in a way. And I will reveal that. And first of all, you have, when you get into the website, you have a few cars here, which we will have a look at. You have the Lamborghini S660, now dead, unfortunately, with the 2025 IMSA livery. I don't know if it's in somebody has made it for Automobilista 2. I don't know if I might. I just noticed that, wouldn't be too hard actually to make it. So yeah, I just noticed that. Then you have the Lister Storm, which I will, I can explain it now, or I will actually explain a bit more on the Lister Storm later on. This car, I don't fully know what it is. Could be the Porsche 917K, and this is the first carousel in Nürburgring, I believe. Yeah, because you have the flags there. And here, this is obviously some marketing language. And yeah, they have their newsletter. It's going to be on quite a few platforms. Yeah, here you have Giant Software and Straightforward. So then the thing, if we just go to the actual game here, if it says, this is where it becomes close to Automobilista 2 or Project Cars 2, I should say, which is quite understandable since it's Ian Bell. You have this handling, which is actually quite an interesting idea, where they want to have like test drivers like car manufacturers have, basically. That's what it is. I was going to sign up, but then it feels more like unpaid labor, in my opinion. So I'm not going to fully do it because I don't want to have to force myself to spend time on a game, doing the physics work. And this is a GT1 car, it looks like. Could be the Porsche because they made a lot of things about the Porsche. I have no idea. And this looks like Motherboard, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, or what it's called. I don't fully remember. But they also have single player where they want you to have a career mode, like in like what Automobilista 2 wants to have, but also what Project Cars 2 had. You have multiplayer. And it doesn't fully explain a lot about multiplayer, but I hope it isn't peer-to-peer, because that, as I see it, has brought quite a few issues to Automobilista 2. But what I do hope is that they can separate it, where you have the peer-to-peer for, like, if I want to do some like quick race with a pal or on my server, link down below. But then if you want to have a proper dedicated server for like an esports race, you can do that. And I feel like that would be the best thing, because as I understand it, peer-to-peer is each driver sends their data to each driver. And then you have to also have a host, and that brings quite a few oddities. Whilst with the dedicated server, you have just the server, and all of the people send their data to the server, and then the server sends that out to each person. So it's a bit different. And then physics. Here is where we can get into Hadron, where you have this cool image, just this, having like how it looks like. And now it gets into, I will explain why I feel like it's a lot like Automobilista 2. But first, this is where I'm explaining the Lister Storm. So I remember on Twitter a long time ago, when it was actually okay, Ian Bell made the post about the car, like, oh, if you guess the car, you get the beta and everything. Somebody guessed it correct, they got it. But what they've been using is, they've been using this as like the test or the base of the physics. What I mean by that is, they have their test driver, Ben Collins, who used to be the Stig, like the most, I believe it was the Stig during the famous parts of Top Gear. And yeah, they use this car. They have connected a lot of data and stuff to this car to use as a base for the physics. So they use, what's it called? They recorded a lot of data using the car on track. I will actually show you the video now. So here you have the video where they talk about the car. And I don't fully understand. I believe it was at first a Group C car, but then it became a GT1 car. And I will say, it looks beautiful. It's a really nice car. And I love the story behind it. And if we go through here, you can see here, they actually, okay, a bloody ad. You can now see you have a lot of people here who have their laptops on, and they have connected a lot of data. Oh, you see the setup here, but you can see they have a lot of data connectors on this car. Here you can see to like see how the car handles in real life and what are the specific stuff about it to then correlate it to the sim. And I believe they have done, Straight4 have done a video using some of this footage and going more in depth on things, and they were talking about like some initial bite and stuff. And now when we get into here, that's when it feels like it will become like the Madness engine. So a lot of these things sound a lot like the Madness engine actually simulates, because you have like first principle physics engine delivers unmatched all of these bloody marketing. Handling realism at 720 hertz. You have multi-body vehicle solver. You have some model with combustion engines, drivetrain, FFB, aerodynamics, all of these jargon. And that's all of this feels a lot like Automobilista 2. You have tread simulation that includes a discretized 2D contact patch running up to 10,000 Hz, tread channels, simulated steering. I don't know how much of this actually is simulated in the Madness engine, but a lot of this sounds like what I believe the Madness engine simulates. So I mean, it feels like just the Madness engine 2.0. But I think a clear distance could be is, I believe the Madness engine is based on the ISI motor, which is some like physics based. I don't fully understand what it is, but apparently it's based upon that, and then most of the games which have ISI feel similar. And as far as I know, Race Room is based on ISI, and it doesn't feel very similar to Automobilista 2. And this game, so far, from what I've heard, is when they tried it in Zurich, it felt like Automobilista 2, where you had neutral steer and I don't know what you want to call it. Not slides really, but you could the slip angle feeling was maybe more prominent. Whilst now apparently it's not as much. That's what some people have said, what Traction have said. I have no idea because I haven't tried it. I don't know if it's good or not. But I have pre-ordered it, so we'll see. So it does sound very interesting. Hopefully it is actually good. Only time will tell. And that's on the physics. Streamlined, I don't fully know what it is. Some jargon about like, gamepad handler, these things. Now comes to the interesting, where we'll have over 70 cars on 27 layouts. And this word layouts is very, very important. Because that doesn't mean that they have gone out and laser scanned and licensed 27 tracks. They have done an X amount of tracks, which all the layouts add up to 27 in total. Which means, like, if you have Silverstone National and Silverstone GP, that's one track but two layouts. And that's how they artificially increase the number. So that's what I'm talking about with, that's one of the prominent, what's it called, marketing. And here are the real classes. You have 70 sports cars where, it's the Lola. But they have also revealed a few other cars. We will have a look at the trailer in a bit. So you have the sports cars, you have GT3s, GT4s, LMP, which is the old LMPs. Then you have the LMDH one. You have two GT3s. I believe they have now sort of revealed a newer one. But these two classes are the interesting ones. Where you have the Lamborghini Murcielago RGT, Saleen S7R, and Lister Storm in this one. But then in NGT, which I don't know the full difference of, you have the Morgan Aero 8, you have TVR, you have Mosley, you have Gillette, and Marcos Mantara. These sound very interesting and very unique. But here's something I want to just discuss with you. LMP1, this car is in the Automobilista 2 files. These cars are in Automobilista 2. That one too. The GT4s are also in Automobilista 2. NGT, Lamborghini was found in the GT class. Lamborghini was found in the files. LMP, I said. And sports cars, I maybe Lola's been seen. But I believe that, there was a technical partnership between Race and Straight 4. That has stopped, which I think might be because they switched from GTRR to PMR, which it also seems to be the reason why Ferrari isn't in it. We have to see. But I think maybe some licenses were done between both sims, because a lot of cars which have been revealed and shown in this game, for this game, are also in the files or in Automobilista 2. Both games do have different classes, like Automobilista 2 has some weird classes, whilst PMR seems to more focus on endurance and GT, or GT cars really. So I think that maybe that strategic partnership was maybe some some information, but then also a way of licensing some cars, but like maybe they pay half, or like trying to make it easier. I don't know, but it seems like they are licensed for both games, or PMR helped with licensing the car for Automobilista 2. That's something which can be very interesting. And also, if you look at all of these brands. I mean, you have Lamborghini, which is in Automobilista too. You have Aston Martin now, and you have Audi. Out of these, yeah. And then let's just go to the show, but yeah, basically just what I said. Then we go to the tracks. As you can see here, 4 circuits currently. In Africa, you obviously have Kailami. I mean, what else do you have there? In Europe, you have Zolder. Out of all tracks they have revealed, it's Zolder on the website. I'm going to show you the trailer. And then here in North America, you have Canadian Tire Motorsport Park and Lime Rock Park. So if you think about the layouts, you have 1, you have 3 in here. You have 3, 4, I mean. You have 4, 5, and 6. So they are yet to reveal 21 layouts. We have the Nürburgring coming, which could mean at least 3 layouts, because you have the Nordschleife, GP layout, and the 24-hour layout. So you have 3 there, which will be interesting. And you also have this True to Track, which feels a lot like it's just a live track, because it has dynamic weather, atmospheric conditions, dynamic racing and drawing line, and a 24-hour day and night cycle. Sounds a lot like it's just the physics engine is Madness Engine 2.0. And now I just want to check what this is, because I don't fully know. Oh, the factory driver program, which I talked about. And then you have the DLC. You have the GTE Decade Pack, which I have actually pre-ordered, which I do not know if they actually reveal anything. But if we have a look, if we say we want to buy this one, and we say, okay, if we go on to, if we go to Steam, maybe Steam, we have a look. Okay, that's Automobilista too. No, I want to Steam here. This is cookie clicker because I've gotten addicted to that recently. But if we check project motor racing. So if I have a look here, you have these cars they have revealed here, yada yada yada. You have this, which shows the content which is coming. Group 5 Revival Pack. Group 5 cars will come to Automobilista too. Japanese GT 500 pack, which will be very interesting if they're the current ones. That will be very cool. GT Legends. Yeah, that sounds like GTRR. And V8 Power Pack. That sounds a bit interesting. And then Endurance Racing Expansion. So it does sound quite interesting. But I don't know. And you have this 720 Hz. I feel like some games run at that or higher. But does it show any information? No, it doesn't show any real information here on that endurance pack. Which I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't show. So that's interesting. But if we have a look at the trailer I was talking about, we will see some more correlations. So here you have their channel. They haven't really done a lot, I would say. You have these videos which explain the physics, where they and the model building, which are very interesting videos actually to watch if you're fully interested in that type of like building. This is the complete collection. So then the trailer includes the content we have already discussed. This just reveals some more content and reveals the release date November 25th, which, if we have a look at the calendar, is... Okay, does it show here? If we say... no. Day of the week. It's a Tuesday, which you know what that hopefully means. I might be making a video on that day. I don't fully know if my schedule might have work with that. Let's have a live look whilst recording a video. If you wanna skip, I fully understand. But if we just have a quick look at the calendar for November 25th. Here we have it. Oh, I have what looks to be a lot of free time that day. So you expect that video November 25th at least. But now let me just jump into the trailer so we can have a look at what it was I was talking about. And yeah, no audio on this one, and yeah, bloody ad. I will just skip. Okay, so now we're here. This shows instantly of the Nürburgring because you have the castle, and then you have the carousel here. So I mean, this just shows off. This shows off a lot of live to track things, and you can clearly see here that it shows that it's a bit rainy, and you have the reflections. Doesn't fully show a dry line though, which shows that it's not been driven. Oh, and here comes the first cool car, which is one I really hope gets added to Automobilista 2 with the 1971 Le Mans version, and also would be a very bad option not to release with the Le Mans 1971 version, because there was a movie called Le Mans released in 1971. I believe it's Steve McQueen as the lead actor, and he drives a Porsche 917K. And also the winner of the 1971 20 Hours of Le Mans, one of them was Helmut Marko in a Porsche 917K. So I would say it's stupid not to release it. And you have that. That's actually quite interesting. You have the 70 cars, 50 years. Which means that if we take the Lamborghini SC63 as the benchmark, which I believe was launched last year, so 2024, which means that the cars span from 74 to 24. So this could be a 74 version, or they just say, oh, it's 1971 or something like that. I have no idea. And then it switches to the 962, the Group C car, which is awesome. 10 plus definitive racing classes, which they haven't fully added to their website, which I'm interested in why they leave the website behind. Then you get the GT1 car, the Porsche GT1 car, which you can see here. Very cool car. 18s. That's actually very interesting. They haven't revealed that information. That if we just wait here and go boom. 18 scanned locations. So now they just don't go out these 27 layouts, marketing words. Now they say 18 scanned locations, and they have revealed, I believe it was 5 in the, no, 4, because they're, 4 they've revealed. So we have a lot left. Nearly a fifth of the tracks have been revealed, and 4/5 haven't, which is a lot. And now we come to the LMP1 classes. We have the Audi R8. Benchmark physics and handling, more marketing. I mean, you have to say these things to get some people. And these cars actually, I really like the Morgan. I really look forward to driving that. And that's also interesting that you have crossplay. You also have this Aston Martin. I believe this is a GT1 or GT2 version. I'm not so sure, but yeah, it's at least an old Aston Martin GT car. And the cool brakes. So I mean, you have very few cool things. You have the true to track, which dynamic and adaptive, which it sounds a lot like live track. And then they go down under for Bathurst, which I don't think they've really announced, but that's a very cool track. And I believe these are not the V8 supercars. Yeah, these are not the V8 supercars cars, but these are the GT4 ones. And this is also something interesting. Mods, PC and console, where you have, as it says, you have mods on PC and console, which I'm interested to hear, but that's something I remember Jimmy Broadbent did fully now, which has been revealed, I believe. And if I recall correctly, that was because what they have revealed is that they will be able to do mods, but like you will make, like, let's say you make a Volvo 240, and then to make the mod, you have to actually get the licensing or something, a deal with Volvo to be able to actually show it. It's not like you can make a model on and release it on Overtake without a license. That's what it at least sounds like. We'll have to see in practice how it is. Then we come into another very interesting thing. It seems like they have licensed IMSA. And what other sim has also an IMSA license? Automobilista too. So you have here the Porsche with a... this looks like it doesn't have a... looks like the factory livery with just the IMSA branding, which means they've... Which to me sounds like they've just licensed the actual series and not the liveries. They got to license the Heart of Racing liveries before Automobilista too, which is interesting. You have another Porsche which looks cool, I guess. I mean, they don't really show a lot with these cars. They only show a Porsche and an Aston. And then they go to the Porsche 963, which you also have the Valkyrie here, which is also in Automobilista too. And you have the 963, RIP. And I mean, they look cool, but what I wonder is how it will be open for livery overrides, because that's something very important for me. Then they don't really reveal anything. Oh, they have Spa. Did they show? Is this? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, they show of Spa here. So that's another track which they have been added. So I believe we have come to the end. So in general, what is it I'm trying to say? Well, the engine, the Hadron engine, or what it's called, just sounds like Madness Engine 2.0 with a few adjustments. I don't know how much those few adjustments are, but I mean, an equation is an equation, if you understand what I mean. And if you don't, basically what I'm saying is if you use the same equations to calculate everything in the Hadron engine and the Madness engine, you will get the same results. It's just probably that they have added a few things, a few parameters and a few other stuff in the Hadron engine to make it different. We'll have to see what it is. And then content wise, it sounds quite similar. We'll have to see what it is, but it seems like the clear difference will be PMR's focus on GT cars, whilst Automobilista 2 has a focus on Brazilian cars and also just random things like the stadium super trucks. But what do you think? Will you buy the game? Do you think I'm not telling the truth? Or if you're a beta tester and want to say anything, comment down below. And whilst you're down there, please hit the like button and also subscribe. My next video, we'll have to see what it's on, because I don't think the Automobilista 2 update will be ready by then. So maybe I actually make a video on how to learn how to master car control. That could be a very interesting video for you to know. But until then, I've been Racing Legend. You've been my amazing videos. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.